For this video, I want to talk all about the best games on the Super Nintendo, but I'm doing something a little bit different with this one. Instead of just making a top games video and sharing my thoughts, I wanted to reach out and see what my viewers thought too. So I reached out everywhere, on my YouTube, my Facebook page, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Threads, and got people's votes from all the different socials. And it was really interesting to see all the results that were coming in. There were just about 70 people altogether that voted, and I want to thank everyone who submitted votes for this because, yeah, you really helped out with this video. So yeah, I'll be comparing my viewers' choices and my own for the top 5 best SNES games. I used a points-based system when gathering all the votes, so the higher they ranked the game, the more points it got. Their first place game got 5 points, and then 4, 3, 2, and then their number 5 game got 1 point. Before I get to the rankings, I just want to get something out of the way and say that I personally am not very into turn-based RPGs, and I know that's something that the Super Nintendo is known for. The exception to that is Super Mario RPG, and that's the only SNES RPG that I've played through fully. And I know a lot of people don't like that one as much because they say it's too simplistic, but that's kind of what I like about it, so take everything I'm saying as you will. I just want to get that out of the way. I have an immense amount of respect for turn-based RPGs, I just don't get into them myself. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the rankings. At Viewer's Choice number 5 with a total of 51 points, it's Mega Man X. And man, I gotta say, it was a close race for that rank number 5. But Mega Man X won out in the end, and personally, I say good choice, guys. Mega Man X takes that classic Mega Man formula and enhances it with stuff like wall jumps and upgrades. And it's just all around a really good game. In classic Mega Man fashion, this game gets quite hard, and I hate to admit this, but I have to confess, I have never beaten this game myself. I've gotten pretty far, I've just never finished it. But I've definitely enjoyed the time I've spent playing it. And also, just like with most other Mega Man games, the soundtrack here is just great. Really, really good stuff. Storm Eagle Stage in particular, I just really love. So yeah, Mega Man X is a really great run-and-gun style platformer, and I can definitely see why you guys voted this one so highly. I approve. Starting out the list of my choices at number 5 is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Yeah, this game is pretty much the classic top-down Zelda formula, refined and perfected. It's got a great overworld map, and the Dark World was a really cool twist to it, and the dungeons in this game are really well designed. The sprites and backgrounds in A Link to the Past are maybe a bit simplistic, but I just love this game's graphic style. It has a charm to it that I've just always appreciated. Like with every game you're going to see in this video, A Link to the Past has a great soundtrack, with the Dark World theme being a standout to me. This game has a lot of items you could get that are really fun to use, and while the original Legend of Zelda was pretty open-ended, A Link to the Past is really open with its huge world, and it just feels way more expansive than the NES game did. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is just all around a great game, and my pick for the 5th best SNES game. At Viewer's Choice number 4 with 58 points, it's Super Metroid, and yeah, I had a feeling this game might show up here. I know it's really popular, and I say, yeah, it's a great game. I have another confession to make. I've actually never played this game on a Super Nintendo. I completely missed out on this game back in the day, and I actually didn't properly play it until I got it on the eShop on my new 3DS, way after its release, but hey, better late than never, right? With that being said though, I played through to completion, and yeah, it's a great game, I loved it. I can definitely see why it's held in such high regard, and I agree with the popular opinion. Super Metroid is awesome. Yeah, exploring these vast maps and finding new upgrades to discover new areas, it's just a great experience. And it's got that great atmospheric soundtrack to help give those eerie vibes this game has going for it, and just yeah, good stuff. Super Metroid is definitely a game that everyone should experience, even if it's 20 years later like with me. My pick for number 4 best SNES game is Donkey Kong Country. In some ways, it's your standard platformer and it doesn't really have much in the way of like power-ups and stuff, but what it lacks in innovation, it makes up for in like everything else. The graphics are unbelievable for a 16-bit system, and the gameplay has this like nice bouncy flow to it that I really like, and the levels are really fun with all kinds of unique gimmicks to them. If there's one word I can use to best describe Donkey Kong Country, it would be atmosphere. Just the way all the environments look, especially with all the lighting effects, and that soundtrack by David Wise really helps set the mood. This game just has such a vibe to it that I really dig. I should also note that this game ranked pretty highly among the viewers as well. It didn't quite make the top 5, but it was pretty close actually. So at least we can all agree that Donkey Kong Country is a great game. Coming in at viewer's choice number 3 is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past with 72 points. Yeah, I am not surprised to see it ranked so highly up here. This is a very well-loved game. And I mean, I really love it. I ranked it at number 5, but you guys seem to love it even more, ranking it at number 3. And yeah, I already talked about this game, so I'll just reiterate, it's a really well-designed game with great dungeons and fun items, and it's just fun to explore, both the land of Hyrule and the Dark World. As a massive Zelda fan, it makes me happy to see this game ranked so highly. Good job, viewers. Coming in at number 3 for my picks, it's Super Street Fighter 2, and oh man, I have some things to say here. There were close to 70 people who submitted votes altogether, and this game did not get a single vote. To clarify though, the other versions of Street Fighter on the system like Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Turbo did get votes, just not Super Street Fighter 2. And like, it's Street Fighter 2, but super. It has all the extra content, and as far as I'm concerned is the best version of this game, but okay, my rant's over now. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure this game needs no introduction. It's Street Fighter 2, it's the definitive 2D fighting game. Unlike the other games you see in this video, this one's definitely not Super Nintendo exclusive, and I know Street Fighter 2 isn't thought of as a Super Nintendo game the same way the other games featured in this video are, but it's a great port of one of my favorite video games of all time, so you know what? Yeah, it's gonna make my list. It's got great gameplay, the Super version here includes new characters, including my favorite character, Cammy, and it's got a Super Nintendo rendition of an amazing soundtrack. In my opinion, this is the best version of an amazing game and the best Street Fighter experience on the Super Nintendo. And yeah, that's why it's ranking so highly for me. I love this game. Coming in at viewer's choice number 2 is Super Mario World with 89 points. And I mean, yeah, obviously this was gonna show up here. Super Mario World is like the Super Nintendo game. And for good reason. It's got new power-ups including the cape, which is my personal favorite Super Mario power-up ever. It has lots of fun different worlds with great level design. And not to mention, this game introduces Yoshi. Super Mario World has a lot of hidden secrets throughout, which took me forever to find as a little kid. And I had such a great time finding them. Yeah, like I said, I expected Super Mario World to rank way up high on this list, and this is probably the least surprising game you'll see here. But it still makes me happy to see. This is just an amazing game, and it deserves all the praise it gets. So to all my viewers who voted for this, good job, I'm proud of you. And my choice for the number 2 best SNES game is also Super Mario World. Yeah, same rank as the viewers even, that's neat. So yeah, I was just talking very highly about this game, so obviously I love it, just like you guys. Super Mario World is just straight up a masterpiece. It's something that I can just always come back to and really enjoy playing. And I'm about to talk about another game soon that tops this, but this is practically my favorite Super Nintendo game, and it is definitely my favorite Super Mario game. Which says a lot because I am a huge Mario fan. Yeah, one of my favorite video games of all time. And coming in at number 1 for the viewers' top voted game, with a total of exactly 100 points, which how perfect is that? It's the RPG classic Chrono Trigger. And wow, I knew this game was really popular and well loved, but damn, you guys really love this game. I know I've already said that I'm not all that into turn-based RPGs, and I'll admit I have not properly played through this game. But with that being said, I totally get it. Chrono Trigger has a really interesting story and a great cast of characters. And as a huge Dragon Ball fan, I really dig that Akira Toriyama art style. This game's soundtrack is phenomenal. I have listened to songs and remixes from this game so much, it's so good. The gameplay is not for me, but according to you guys, this is like as good as it gets when it comes to turn-based RPGs. So yeah, according to you guys, Chrono Trigger is the best game on the Super Nintendo. Which is interesting to see, you know, that wouldn't be my choice, but that's why I did this video in the first place like this. I wanted to see the contrast in my own opinions versus my viewers. And finally, here's my choice for number 1 best SNES game, and that's Donkey Kong Country 2. This game ranked pretty highly among viewers, so you guys liked it a lot too, but you definitely didn't love it as much as I do because I really love this game. Everything about this game is just amazing. Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong both play great, and also there's all the animal buddies, and there's hidden stuff all over to find in secret worlds, and so many great levels with really good level design. Everything about this game is just so good. They took everything that was great about the first Donkey Kong Country and just made it even better. And I know I keep talking about this for games in this video, but Donkey Kong Country 2 especially has one of the best soundtracks of any video game ever. There's Hothead Bop, Forced Interlude, and especially Stickerbush Symphony. Like, every single song in this game is a masterpiece. Anyone who has not played Donkey Kong Country 2 just, absolutely has to. Because in my opinion, this is the best game that the Super Nintendo has to offer. This game is pretty much perfect to me, and my choice for #1 best Super Nintendo game. So that is what you guys and myself have ranked as the top 5 best Super Nintendo games. Pretty interesting to see. Here's a glimpse at the top 20 games that were ranked in. So yeah, you can see that right after Mega Man X was Final Fantasy VI, then Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, then Earthbound, and Super Mario RPG, and those are all really close to each other. Yeah, you guys sure do like your turn-based RPGs. I'll probably post the full list on my social media accounts. It's interesting to see because there were 77 games total that got at least 1 vote. And none of them were for Super Street Fighter 2. For shame. A few of the games I myself had never heard of, and I had to Google them just to make sure they were real games. Because I wouldn't think that anyone would be messing with me, but I don't want to put Mr. Poopy Super Poop Stain Adventure or something and have the internet go like, what the hell, Mike? That's not a real game. But anyway, yeah, it was fun doing this video in this type of format. I think I might do it again. I'm not going to be going in any sort of specific order, so the next one could be best Genesis games, best PS1, Nintendo DS, I don't know. Just whatever I'm feeling like, I guess. So, thank you again to everyone who voted. And to you, the viewer, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a hat-stacking good day.